Joe Biden's FBI is purging conservatives from the ranks and retaliating against whistleblowers. We're going to get into this. Join us. Hello and welcome. Do me a favor if you haven't already. Click the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and give us a like. Likes and comments are the easiest way that you can help us get this video out to a bigger audience. Okay, let's get into this. So we have Christopher Wray's, Joe Biden's corrupt FBI is purging conservatives and retaliating against whistleblowers. I mean, I thought the Democrats told us that whistleblowers were holy, that it was blasphemy to even speak out against them, to even mention their name. Remember all that crap during the Trump impeachment when they had the phony whistleblowers who were second and third hand hearsay whistleblowers? Remember that? Well, now you have them purging them from the ranks like a Soviet Politburo or like a Nazi Gestapo. Let's get into this. The corrupt FBI is driving conservatives out of their ranks and is breaking the law by retaliating against whistleblowers. That's true, because there are federal laws on how whistleblowers are to not be retaliated against. But the Biden administration hasn't really followed the law since they've been in there, so we should have expected this, right? Hitler would be so proud of them. Stalin, too. There are between 14 and 20 FBI whistleblowers. And the noticeable thing is that the FBI has not denied anything they have said. They just avoid the questions. This is the way the FBI works under the leadership of Chris Wray. The FBI is copying the tactics of the Gestapo. Look, I did a piece yesterday, I believe it was, where there was a guy, Agent Friends, his wife, someone reached out to a friend of hers from Moms for Liberty and asked if her husband, who is one of the whistleblowers, if he needs help and support. And she responded on a Facebook IM, and within 30 minutes of the response, Facebook blocked her account. Just suspended her. So you have to ask, is the Biden regime in on that? Because Facebook isn't going to just say, well, you're not allowed to have a conversation being the wife of a whistleblower, against Uncle Joe. You're not allowed to speak, so the administration had to be involved. It's more likely now that we know that there was a lawsuit a couple weeks ago by a new civil rights organization that was suing the Biden administration to find out if they were engaged with social media tech tyrants on censorship, and through discovery they found out they are. Biden has multiple federal departments with a lot of people involved, having weekly censorship meetings with the social media companies. They're ordering social media companies to censor certain speech that they don't like. They're getting them to do their dirty work for them. I think that's the definition of fascism. Am I wrong? So Representative Jim Jordan received new information about both retaliation and the purges of anyone who is conservative. Look, the FBI has always been known as the premier law enforcement agency, not just in the United States, but around the world. Okay? They're supposed to be apolitical. All right? You're supposed to just do your job, and it doesn't matter who's involved. Well, one of the whistleblowers had said recently to Dan Bongino on his show that the FBI is wholly no longer a law enforcement agency. They're an intelligence agency. And the reason for that is simple, because if you're a law enforcement agency, you have limited time to look at your case. There are laws, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment. Judges will give you time limits that you have to prove your case, or you have to drop it. Okay, because people have rights. Well, if you're engaging in an intelligence gathering operation, it could go on for years. And so they still use the penalties of a criminal investigation while they're doing an intelligence investigation. There's no time limit. I think that should change. All right, Fox News reported the FBI is allegedly engaged in a purge of employees with conservative viewpoints and retaliating against whistleblowers who have made protected disclosures to Congress by revoking security clearances. The top Republican of the House Judiciary Committee, Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio, told Fox Digital. Jordan, in a letter exclusively obtained by Fox News Digital and written to FBI Executive Assistant Director of the Human Resources Branch, Jennifer Moore, the congressman says he has received information of retaliation against FBI employees who have confidentially reported alleged misconduct to Congress. They've gone to the Inspector General. Now, the Inspector General is really the only person, according to the law, that is not allowed to give up the names of a whistleblower. Anybody else can, but the IG's not. So how are they then being purged and retaliated against? Right? So somebody's leaking their name. Quote, during the course of this investigation, we have received protected whistleblower disclosures that the FBI is engaging in a purge of employees with conservative views by revoking their security clearances and indefinitely suspending these employees, Jordan wrote. Oh, noting that, quote, many of the formal notices of those personnel actions have been signed by Moore. Jordan also wrote that he has information suggesting Moore has retaliated against at least one whistleblower who has made protected disclosures to Congress. That whistleblower, Jordan told Fox, shared information with the committee notifying them that the Justice Department's efforts last fall to set up a threat tag label against parents who identify threats at school board meetings against faculty and then prosecute them when appropriate. I thought Merrick Garland testified to Congress that they didn't do that. I thought he said, no, there was no action taken against parents who are complaining at school board meetings. Then we found out that the school board wrote to the Department of Justice because the Department of Justice told them that they have to do that in order for them to do something. Folks, if this isn't like the Nazi Gestapo, I don't know what is. Now think about what's going on here. The FBI has become a wholly owned subsidiary of the Democratic National Committee. They are both the propaganda and enforcement arm of the DNC. Their early morning raids with 30 or so armed agents and the terrorizing of women and children have become commonplace, even against people who only committed misdemeanors or refused to work as a stool pigeon for the FBI. Friend was suspended because he said that management in the FBI has been setting things up to make it look like conservatives, the MAGA Republicans, are violent when they're not. They're fabricating it. And you have people in the media who just say it, don't have to support it, because if this were true, they would have video. They'd have nightly news reports showing all these MAGA Republicans who are a threat to our republic, as Joe Biden said during his pedo Hitler speech on September 1st outside Independence Hall, saying that MAGA Republicans, in other words, Republicans who support Donald Trump, that they're a threat to our republic. Okay, this is all being fabricated, and it's being based on a 2.5-hour riot with less than 9% of the people who protested on January 6, 2021. So what's going on here is illegal, it's unconstitutional, and it has to be reined in. You can't corrupt an agency that has the greatest law enforcement powers and expect to not have blowback. So they already did this to the military. They were identifying people in the military who supported Trump, and they were purging them at the beginning of this regime. Now they're doing it in the FBI. They're getting rid of people that won't be yes men to Joe Biden and Merrick Garland. It's got to stop. Until it does, someday they could be coming after you. We hope that doesn't happen. Okay, that's it. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.